Yeah.
Slackers that weren't here today, got your number. All right. I was not 100% sure of what she was going to talk about, so I'm gonna just go through this list. Some she talked about. First one, attitude in the business. It's a big important thing. Those that have worked for me long enough understand how important that is. If you are not going to come to work with a positive attitude, it's probably not the best place to come to work. The expectation is that you come in with a great attitude, ready to serve. That's the expectation at Chick-fil-A, and that's the expectation we're going to hold for you guys when you're coming to work. So, you all were hired because we thought you could bring something to the team. Part of that is a positive attitude. Make sure when you come to work, you come with the right attitude, ready to serve the customers, and ready to smile and do the best that you can. The leaders are doing the very best they can possibly do. As Ashley talked about that this is a $6 million business, and sometimes it is chaotic. And if you have a bad attitude, it makes it way worse. And so although you might not agree with what the leader is telling you to do, please just do it. Unless it's going to cause you physical harm. If they tell you to jump off the top of the building, I would advise not to do that. You're probably going to talk to me or Ashley. But besides that, if you don't want to go get ice cream, I am very sorry. If the leader asks you to go get ice cream, please go get ice cream. They are doing their best whether you agree with it or not. So please make sure we maintain a positive attitude when dealing with the leaders. I have told them many a times, if they ever come to me and say that somebody has a bad attitude, just so y'all are aware of what I have told them, I've told them to send your butt home. So if you have a bad attitude or smart off to a leader, you may be expected to be heading back to your house. And then, when you come back to work, you get to talk to me about why you thought it was good to be a jerk to a leader. So, with that being said, let's have a positive attitude. You have to work, you have to have income because you got bills. You might as well have fun while you're at work. And having a bad attitude doesn't help anybody. So, write-ups, Ashley talked about it. If you have questions about the new process or you're not sure about your email, please come see somebody because we need to make sure you're getting those emails. Or it could also be in spam. Brittany will also text you if you are not receiving those emails. Please respond to that text as well. We are trying to warn you as much as possible before dropping your pay or facing other problems like suspension or termination. So just make sure you're paying attention to that, please. TMAP, please make sure you're checking TMAP. We can see viewership, and a lot of you are not checking TMAP. Please take the time weekly to check your TMAP. We post updates on there. Camry posts an update every Monday as to what is new and what is happening that week or any changes. We made a rule a long time ago that will not make changes except for Monday so that the things are less confusing. So please make sure you're checking TMAP. Time punch adjustments. I got the pleasure of doing time punch adjustment report this week, and I don't normally do it, as in I never do it. And there were a lot of time punch adjustments. That takes a lot of time out of Ashley's week, soon to be Brittany's week, doing time punch adjustments. It took me like over an hour to just input time punches. So please, when you come to work, you clock in. When you leave work, you clock out. That's it. Well, then you work in between. But like, that's that part of that process. So please do your best. I know sometimes it's insane. You walk in and you jump right in working. I love you for that. That is awesome. Not all of those time punches were for that reason. So let's make sure that we are clocking in and clocking out as we should. Timers. There are new timers in the business. Kitchen has new kitchen timers. Front has front timers. Please make sure you're helping leadership with doing those timers. They help us with customer service. They help us with taste of food. So please make sure you're paying attention to those. Don't just walk by and shut the timer off. Tell the leader it's going off, or just do whatever the timer is telling you to do. Make sure the leader knows that you are going to do a bathroom check. That way they don't wonder where the heck you just went. But don't just shut the timer off, because then the leader doesn't know it went off. And then when I walk in the door and I go, Cassidy, why is the timer not on? She doesn't look stupid when she's like, so if you shut it off, go tell the leader. That way you know what to do. But make sure we're respecting those timers. They are really there to help us in the chaos do the best with the guests. Time to lean, time to clean. If you are standing around, I promise there is something you can do. And cleaning is probably one of those things. Yes. If you're up front, you can check on the guests. You can wipe down counters, kitchen. We can sweep or wipe down counters. We want to provide a clean environment. People love to come to Chick-fil-A because it is clean. So make sure, this is the whole, anybody who's worked at Chick-fil-A long enough remembers, time to lean, time to clean. So make sure if you have free time, you fill it with something productive, not just standing there daydreaming about how good Taco Mama's going to be for dinner. Do something. Ownership of excellence. And Ashley talked about that. Just being proud of where we came last year. What an awesome year. So thank you to everybody, whether you started in December or started at grand opening. We still do have several people that are here from grand opening still. Y'all did an awesome job next year. And so don't take any of these changes as saying y'all suck. This is just us getting better. We should progressively get better every single year. And we want to be the best we can be. And so that's where a lot of these changes come from. Y'all wouldn't be here if we didn't think you were awesome. So thank you. Professionals, Ashley touched on that, making sure that we come to work prepared. This is a professional environment. This is a professional job. I know we have a lot of high school and college kids. We love y'all. I was in high school and college once. Understand this is a real job. This is a $6 million business, and it's a real job. We have to come ready to work in our uniform, ready to go. This will help set anybody up for success, whether you plan to be CEO of Coca-Cola or CEO of another franchise Chick-fil-A location. Not mine, because I am this one. But it will help you be a professional. Please report to work, ready to work. Communication. Make sure we're communicating with the leaders if we're walking away from position. If you're going to the bathroom, you're going to grab something. We love the initiative if you're going to refill the ice cream machine because it's low. But if the leader can't find you, that's frustrating. So please make sure you communicate. Hey, I am going to do this. I'm going to do this. Initiative, awesome. Non-communication, not awesome. So make sure you're telling somebody where you're at. And then making sure that if you're on a team, pay attention to your group meet. If you're not on a team, pay attention to team app. And you should join a team because you should join a team. And you get a pay raise, which is nice. But make sure you're paying attention to communication so you know what is happening in the business. If you don't know what is happening, you may look stupid. And nobody wants to look stupid because you're not stupid. So pay attention to everything going on. Last thing I'm going to talk about, the why. Why do you work here? Anybody? Yes. Because you love your team. To get paid. Why else do you work here? Anybody? Yeah. Because I'm a good boss. Thank you, Miles.
The culture.
Make them your boss.
Keith. I'm sorry?
I love the guests.
I love the guests.
Jeffrey.
Anybody else? One more. Yes.
I know for me personally, I started working like real jobs in college, and it started in the food industry. And for me personally, I love serving in whatever capacity that is. So whether I'm serving you or I'm serving a guest, that brings me pure joy. And so working with team members that can make that easier is just awesome, and that's why I love working here.
Cool. Thank you. So, what I'm going to share with you. So all of you work here for different reasons. Get paid, love customers. You got to have a job. Everybody's got bills. If you don't have bills, get out of the building because I understand why you're here. But you got to have a job, right? And so maybe you came here because we're closed on Sundays. Maybe you came here because you love eating Chick-fil-A. But ultimately, we all have some different whys of why we're here. Something got shared with me this week that really hit home for why I love what I do. And I know why I love, but this picture. What do you see when you see this picture?
A happy kid.
Happy kid. What else?
Ice cream.
Ice cream. What else?
You see the Chick-fil-A employee.
Chick-fil-A employee.
Perfect comb.
A what?
Perfect comb.
A perfect cone. That is a good cone. I didn't like that. It's a little over portion. Food cost. So, what I see when I first saw it was just like, yeah, it's pretty cool. Just kid with a cone, hanging out, eating some ice cream. But what somebody brought to my attention that I hadn't thought about was the power in what we do. You guys could go work at any restaurant. Many of you have worked at other restaurants. But the power in what this shows is so important as to why we show up. Some of you may not think about, well, what is my job? Well, I'm just in dining room. What does that matter? I'm just the breader. What does that matter? I'm just the dish person. What does that matter? The why behind it all is really summed up in this picture. What this picture encloses is a little boy who went up to the front counter to get an ice cream cone for his toy. And then he was so pumped about this ice cream cone. And what's really drawn out of this picture is like, we get to do this. Like, this kid is forever impacted because of us. Think about the fact that what other restaurant do mothers allow their, I would guess, 3 or 4-year-old to walk up to the counter themselves to get an ice cream cone in interaction with a team member? Nowhere. Nowhere. I have 3 little kids, and I would never trust the interaction between a team member of any other business with my 3-year-old to be positive enough that that reaction would happen. When you go home tonight, think about that. Think about the impact, whether you're breading chicken, making ice cream, doing dishes. That's cool. If you have children, you know. Only at Chick-fil-A does that get to happen. This kid gets to grow in confidence at Chick-fil-A. Look how proud he is. Like, he went and got an ice cream by himself. That's huge. Some of y'all can't even go get oil changes by yourself. This kid got an ice cream all by himself and became a little bit better of a kid because of it. Because of that interaction that's trusted. And that interaction that creates this experience can't happen if we don't bread perfect chicken. If our fries aren't hot. If the dishes aren't clean. If the parking lot isn't clean. This doesn't occur at all. We become McDonald's. And guess what? This doesn't happen at McDonald's. Because So, whether you are the team member that hands this cone out or you're the person breading chicken or making nuggets, you're getting to make this impact because without you, none of it gets to happen. So when you come to work, come with a passion to serve the customer in no matter what role it is. Because no matter the role, we can't be a brand that does this. Right? This kid and the mom wouldn't have been here if the chicken wasn't good. No way. They'd been somewhere else. Drive-thru went fast. The bathrooms weren't clean. They would have been somewhere other than Chick-fil-A. But they were here. And so we got to make a difference. So when you come to work, be proud of whatever position it is. Doesn't matter where it is. Hey, I started at Chick-fil-A when I was 15. I've done every one of y'all's positions. Most everyone, because we used to not be outside with iPads because I was back in the day. But I've done all of them, and I know some are easier, some are tougher, some bring more fulfillment, and some don't. But every piece of it adds to this, and so be proud wherever you are, and give 100% wherever you are. Serve the guests with everything you have, no matter where you are. I talked to the leaders earlier, but I watched a seminar from Dan Cathy, who's the CEO of Chick-fil-A. He talked about 20 years ago, he said something that stuck to me, that when we choose convenience over the customer, we lose our competitive edge. When we choose convenience over the customer, we lose our competitive edge. Don't lose our competitive edge. We choose convenience when we ignore timers. We choose convenience when we don't want to do table touches. We choose convenience when we don't want to go outside. We choose convenience when we don't feel like deep cleaning something, or we don't want to take the trash out, or dishes are just too dirty. That's when we choose convenience. And if we choose convenience long enough, we become McDonald's. And if you wanted to work at McDonald's, you wouldn't be working here because all y'all could easily get a job at McDonald's because y'all are way better than anybody they have over there. So don't choose convenience where you can't do this. And whether you work here another 6 months, 6 weeks, 6 days, or 6 years, this is what gets to stick with you. You might end up being an insurance salesman one day. I sold insurance. I never got to do this, selling insurance. Not once. People only called me when they needed something. I didn't get to do this. You may end up going to work at Dave & Buster's. You don't get to do this at Dave & Buster's. I better let my kids in Dave & Buster's. Walk around free. Right? So be proud of that. For whatever time you're here, be proud of that. And be proud of whatever position you play in that whole makeup. Cool? Does anybody have any questions on any of that? Okay, I'm going to do awards, and then you